Tonight's headlines are brought to you in part by Coldwell Energy and McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Chris Nelson, Sally Lemus in Rhoda this week. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. One of our favorite beaches is under assault by Mother Nature and rising sea levels. Also tonight, the TOUCHBACK provision is coming, and it's going to severely impact the local economy. And some small business help. How do you get it? Where do you get it? We'll take a look at that issue. In sports, the OEI Track and Field becomes the World Day of Sport headquarters. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Choose the right seat and reduce the risk of injury to your child. Infants need to be in the rear-facing car seats. Keep them here until they outgrow the seat. A forward-facing car seat has a harness. This will help limit your child's forward movement during a crash. As your child grows, you can move them into a booster seat, but make sure they are in the back seat. Before using a seat belt, make sure the belt can fit your child properly. The lap belt must lie snugly across the upper thighs and the shoulder belt across the shoulder and chest. Keep your child in the back seat at least through age 12. It's the safest place.
Buckle up. Every trip, every time.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hafaday Tirawami and good evening, Commonwealth. It is Friday night, the weekend edition of the Channel 2 News. Our first story tonight, we're going to take an in-depth look at coastal erosion. One of our top recreational beaches is going away, and with some natural defenses now gone, the problem could soon get even worse. Shorelines change. There are ebbs and flows, sand gets washed away and then redeposited. But at the Micro Beach shoreline, which stretches from American Memorial Park past Hyatt and Crowne Plaza, the ebb seems to steadily be getting worse.
This is a relic of what used to be a marine sports operator tent or concessionaire. And they used to be set up around that area there. And now, because the erosion is getting worse, they have to relocate. So it's just such a sad situation for them too, because the shoreline is losing its function due to that huge loss that's happening each storm.
Mary Arena helps manage coastlines in the NMI, and she says one area of particular concern is here at Micro Beach in front of Hyatt. It has been consistently losing beachfront the last few years.
The Division of Coastal Resources Management actually monitors this site, and we've seen significant loss in the past few years since we started in 2017. And there was actually, we're seeing beach retreat of about more than 60 feet. So right here in this This feature here is what we call the berm. You can also think of it as when the waves come and start chipping at the shoreline. As you can see, it's pretty steep. We've actually seen this feature out by about 60 feet towards the water. And that, if you think about it, that's how much volume of beach we've lost. We capture that using survey techniques to see that shoreline change. And the worst part is that we haven't actually really seen deposition of sand that usually happens with a healthy shoreline.
Trees and their root system are part of the natural shoreline protection, but these big trees are now gone, and storms and high tides are expected to now further erode the beach at a faster clip, directly impacting one of the NMI's major recreational areas on Saipan.
Now this beach is actually wanting to go more inland over time. And that's something that we have to consider in our management and planning. There's actually a project proposed by the Office of Planning and Development that intends to study this stretch of shoreline from micro beach all the way to IPI so that we can understand what interventions are best to addressing this issue that we're seeing with the shoreline erosion, and also considering the use of it, considering what the community wants to, how they want to use this place.
Robbie Green studies and produces spatial data. He says that 3 straight years of La Nina have had a major impact on shorelines here. This phenomenon occurs as strong winds blow warm water at the ocean surface away from South America across the Pacific towards Indonesia. It's the opposite of the El Nino weather pattern and can have a significant effect on weather across the entire planet.
What happens when we have La Nina? Essentially the trade winds that come over from the eastern Pacific, they start pushing all the water over to this part of the Pacific. So Micronesia, we see elevated sea levels. And if La Nina persists, those elevated sea levels persist. So over the last 3 years, in general, when you look at a high tide here, it's generally 6 to 8 inches above where it would normally be. And we see that data come through on the tide gauges. What that means for the shoreline is essentially we're simulating future climate change. So the sea levels we're seeing in Saipan right now are kind of what we'd expect 50 to 70 years from now as a normal sea level. Right now we're kind of living in sort of a simulated climate change scenario. And what happens when we have these elevated sea levels, you get a little bit of wave action, the sand gets suspended in the water column, and normally when the water calms down a little bit, you'd see that sand redeposited on the beach. So we'd get a little bit of erosion, a few weeks later it would start to be redeposited on that same stretch of beach, and beach would kind of build back. We haven't seen that in the last 3 years. So I think we're at a point where folks are really starting to consider, how do we protect our shoreline?
This chart shows the predicted sea levels, that color is in blue, and the actual sea levels, that level is in green.
There's sort of a spectrum of options that we consider when we talk about shoreline stabilization. These kind of range from sort of a green approach with sort of minimal modification of the shoreline. Essentially, you're just encouraging growth of vegetation and kind of managing that retreat. You still expect some loss, but ideally you're slowing it down enough to where you can figure out if you want to take more drastic measures in terms of armoring the shoreline. At the other end of the spectrum, you have places like American Samoa where folks have gone in and actually built seawalls simply because they have no room to retreat back further inland. They're right up against the mountains. We have a little bit of space to work with here, but as you can see over by the hotels, we're running out. So there have been a number of proposals for different shoreline modifications over the years here. Those have ranged from sort of a gray infrastructure seawall along Beach Road to what the National Park Service has kind of adopted here, which is sort of, you know, let's let the vegetation be where it is, see if it helps protect the shoreline a little bit, and we'll slowly retreat back. The big thing we need to do in the meantime is get some more advanced modeling of shoreline processes here done.
The beach retreat has left a number of relics in its path, and there's quite a bit of debris in the water and in the area, ranging from concrete anchors to trees and debris, issues that will need solutions in the coming days and weeks. Chris Nelson for the Channel 2 News. As the CNMI economy begins to reopen, the impending mass exodus of what is estimated to be about 2,000 skilled workers is expected to further complicate the economic recovery post-pandemic. Non-resident workers, a big part of the CNMI's workforce, and many of them will be required to leave for an undefined length of time, part of a controversial new part of foreign worker contracts that is coming to head.
Because right now in the workforce we have about over 4,000 CW1 workers and over 5,000 U.S. workers. And so if I'm guessing that a couple of thousand will be required to leave because their permits fall in within that time frame.
Vicki Benavente runs the Department of Labor, and she's talking about a touchback provision in CW1 contracts that requires workers to touch back to their home countries after a certain period of time.
And we are so dependent on CW workers, the CNMI as a whole, and our economy is just beginning to recover from the pandemic and its economic effects, right? We're just beginning to recover, and we're really, really feeling the pinch more and more, right? With shortage of workers, US and CWs, and then with the departure of CW workers, it's a tough time.
And local businesses reporting long waits in the processing of new labor contracts.
Just recently, not recently, but for the most part, the concerns are the processing of the CW1 permits. Yeah, it is a challenging time for that U.S. agency as well as any other agency handling immigration. There are, I'm sure, backlogs in the United States of hundreds of thousands, and maybe the CNMI is just a few, but still.
The hotel industry expected to be hit hard in the coming months with the worker shortages.
We recognize the concerns and the implication it has on a business because it also has an impact on the economy. But I would also like to encourage all businesses to follow the intent of the law, the labor laws, the U.S. labor laws, and as we continue also to communicate with our federal partners, hey, we've got a concern here where we're having a labor shortage, can you not do this, or can you help us with that? And so that kind of open communication really helps us. We receive grants for training, we receive grants for furthering our education with our students, development of our skills, workforce upskilling. So all of that is coming about because they're seeing what's going on, but we're also communicating with them on what we're hearing from the businesses.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month, plus a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
Half a day, CNMI. Did you know that car crashes are the leading cause of death for children ages 1 to 13? In order to keep your children safe during a car crash, make sure you select the right type of car seat for their age and size. A rear-facing car seat should be used from birth to 12 months or up to 3 years old. Forward-facing car seats are for children from 1 to 3 or up to 7 years old. Booster seats are for children from 4 to 7 or up to 12 years old. Seat belts are for children 8 to 12 years old or older. For a seat belt to fit properly, the lap belt must lie snugly across the upper thighs, not the stomach. The shoulder belt should lie snugly across the shoulder and chest and not across the neck or face. Do not move your child to the next car seat level until he or she reaches the top height and weight limit allowed by your car seat's manufacturer. Remember, your children are the most precious cargo when driving. Keep us safe and buckle us in. We depend on you. Thank you.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537. Welcome back. You're watching the weekend edition of the Channel 2 News. It's time to get down to business. Our Sally Lemus reports on getting started in the small business front.
Some may say that there is no better time to start your business than now. There are many grant programs to help you begin and even agencies that guide you as you build up. The CNMI Small Business Development Center Network Director Nadine DeLon Guerrero is a strong believer that small businesses can thrive in the CNMI even after a pandemic.
Tourism really is our most viable industry, and a lot of the times we're like, if there's no tourists, there's no business, right? But I can only say turn this into a positive and use this time, this downtime, to use it to build your business. Make the mistakes now so that when you get bigger, when you expand, you can actually know what you're doing already. You know, it's truly a blessing in disguise, right? We're all like, man, we're so down because of the pandemic, but look at all the federal assistance that's been made available to us.
DeLeon Guerrero believes that small businesses can make a difference to the island's economy.
Because we're all unique. Like, I don't feel that there are any two businesses that do the same thing. Truly, I don't. I mean, you can consider them competition, but one business can always do something that the other can't. And so I see this more as a partnership with each other. Like, how can we get together and satisfy the need of a client, right? And it's not always about competition. I think we need to start looking at it as collaboration and partnership.
According to DeLeon Guerrero, the CNMI may have been through a downturn, but the only option now is to go up.
When you crash and you hit rock bottom, there's nowhere to go besides up. Sure. And I feel that with like all the small business innovation that we've truly had throughout this pandemic, I mean, people are making balloon arches and baking cakes from home and making costumes at home that you never think we need until you need it. And it's now available because of what the pandemic has done. It's forced us to look at what our true talents are and make money off of that. And I feel like we're building off of that. And we're slowly becoming more of an entrepreneurial population.
There is now a variety of businesses within the community of the CNMI compared to before.
Even tech companies, we have true talent, like local talent, that where before we'd have to hire out of the CNMI. Now we have our own local people that know about cybersecurity, that know about tech, that know about all the different innovative technology that's out there that otherwise, you know, maybe even as little as 5 years ago wasn't available. Now they're coming out of the woodwork and they're saying, you know what, I can do this. And I'm excited to see more businesses that come out and think that way, because there's always a missing gap. You know, we may think we're a small community, but there's always a missing gap to fill. And if you have that idea, that niche, that's all you need to succeed.
The CNMI SBDC offers free consultation to business starters and owners. You can visit them at the NMC campus.
The NMI participated this week in the International Day of University Sport. Let's take a look. It happened at Oleai Track and Field Complex, and it is officially endorsed by the United Nations Education, Science, and Culture Organization, better known as UNESCO. The day aims at confirming the importance of sport in universities and the role they play in the community as responsible actors for consolidating and developing quality physical and sport education at the service of citizens. The event promotes leisure sport activities, competitions, discussion workshops, and cultural happenings to citizens of all ages.
We are glad to help, or at least set up a goal like this, and for everyone to come experience how fun soccer is. Like, look at these kids. Some of them are first time, some of them have been playing for the clubs, but it's all the same, it's all fun. So yeah, thank you for inviting us.
I want to join this place because I want to learn more about soccer.
Just play volleyball because I miss it and haven't played in a while, and I get extra credit in one of my classes, so my teacher encouraged it to play sports, and it's a physical activity, right? So being able to do active exercises for fun is a really good thing. You know, I get to socialize with other people as well, so super beneficial playing volleyball.
I played volleyball back home in Tinian, and so when they offered us, or when they told us that there's volleyball today, I decided to come out and play. It's important because it lets us come out and play, and lets us experience volleyball with other people.
It's very nice and good exercise, so it's really important in my life.
September 20th every year worldwide, and so today us and then hundreds of other countries are also celebrating today with different events, and so we're having a sports day. Our goal is just to get people active, so specifically college students, but our entire community, just having them be active and living a healthy life. So get out and do it. You know, a lot of people are nervous, they're not really sure if they want to, they don't want to look silly when something happens, but we're out here just to have fun, to be active, and to live a healthy life.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass, and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
The Tan Su Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live. Buena sports fans.
Buena sports fans, more tonight on the college path for tennis. We continue our exclusive interview with the men's coach at Gonzaga University in Washington, who is preparing his team for the upcoming season. Recruiting tennis players from all over the world is almost a full-time job in itself, and when you almost land a player and they choose to go elsewhere, it can be tough emotionally. What is the worst part about being a college men's tennis coach?
I don't know. Maybe the recruiting piece, because it can be really challenging. You know, you're finding players all over the world, or you're looking for players all over the world, while at the same time there's 300 other universities that are doing the same. And so you invest a lot of time and effort into finding these kids, specifically because you're looking for a particular type of character, not just anybody, at least not us. You know, for us, your character and your persona are very important, just as much, if not more, than your tennis skill. And so you invest a lot of time and resources into, you know, either pursuing the kid, traveling, or bringing them here to visit. And oftentimes they end up going somewhere else, and so that's challenging.
How do you make them better from year one to possibly year 5?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think, you know, in my experience and in our experience here, giving them ownership to what they're doing, giving them a voice, right? So yes, I'm the coach, and yes, I direct the program, but the reality is this is your experience. This is you playing, right? And so I want to know how you feel about it, what you feel you need to work on, what you like to continue working on, how you feel you're going to improve, and then us doing it collectively.
What makes kids choose Gonzaga over similar programs that are trying to get them to come to?
There's many things. One, the first thing that I can tell you is I generally believe that Gonzaga is a unique and special place. Here we are interested, not just our team or our athletic department, but the university in general. We're interested in developing you as an individual, as a person, not just as a tennis player, right? And so we place more value in you as a person, as an individual, rather than your ability as a tennis player. The reality is, in terms of resources or facilities or budget, we have the same, if not more, than any Power 5 in the country. So it's not about that. It's not about money or whether we can place you in a tournament, so to speak. I think it comes down to, again, what you want to get at your experience. You know, this place, Gonzaga is a remarkable academic institution. That's number one. Where they're interested in developing you as a person, and at the same time, you get the opportunity to play tennis at the highest level of college tennis. And so, to me, it's a unique and special place. There's a reason why I'm here, and there's a reason why I continue to be here. I choose to be here, and I just, I believe in what we're doing. I believe in the culture that we're building, and ultimately it's reflecting on our results.
Each Friday we take a look at a young up-and-coming athlete, and tonight that is Keone Rosala. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a person's determination. Tommy Lasorda said that.
Young Stars Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation.
A very young multi-sports athlete is our young star for tonight, a 6th grade student from Saipan International School. His name, Keone Rosala.
First of all, my name is Keone Vayu Rosala. Interesting fact, Vayu actually means dragon in Japanese. I am 11. My birthday is May 16th.
Rosala plays different sports, and one of his favorites is soccer.
I play different kinds of sports. Sometimes I swim with my mom, play soccer with Patty or my school soccer team.
Earlier this month, he competed in Taga Kids Triathlon and won second place in his age category. Rosala's parents are also active in sports, and they play a big role in influencing him to do a wide variety of sports.
Would you say that your parents are your biggest influence in playing the sports that you play now?
Definitely. So, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have gone through the cross country if my parents didn't do it. I probably wouldn't have, like how I did it. And also, maybe I would have played tennis if they asked, and it's really fun. And sports camp, they made me go to sports camp, but I just wanted to try it out, and it was nice.
When he's not doing any sports activities, Rosala loves reading books.
I really like to read. Some people are like, you like to read? Watching this, so you like to read? Is something wrong with you? Did your parents make you say this? No. I actually really like to read a lot. I finished Percy Jackson, Rise of Apollo, Magnus Chase, The Hunger Games.
And here is his advice to all the young kids out there.
Play sports and be healthy, even though I really like treadmills. Go out and run in the wild, even though I prefer treadmills. And play other sports that get you active, for biking, ultimate. Ultimate is just frisbee, but it's really fun. Badminton, tennis, whatever you prefer, as long as it's active. And you don't always just eat ice creams in front of the TV all day.
Young Stars Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
Make you an offer you can't refuse. Bring your friends in for the best night out at Godfather's Bar in Garabin. Sing along to your favorite hits with live music from the Gigolos. Godfather's has daily food and drink specials, like Taco Tuesdays. The best pizza on island every day of the week. Located on Palm Street in Garabin. Everybody is family at Godfather's Bar. Bada bing, bada boom.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Goat's Gym, and today we're going to be going over the leg press. Now I have here with me is Vince, and he's going to show you how to execute it properly in two different ways. A common mistake that you'll often see is leaving your hands free, either up here or on your lap. I strongly recommend you holding onto the sled and create that tension in the upper body, which then allows you to create more range of motion. So with his current foot placement, he was feeling it on his legs, his quads. Now with a simple adjustment by placing his foot a little higher on the platform and his toes pointed out slightly, he's going to transfer that tension, which was previously on his legs, onto his hamstrings and glutes. Again, he's gonna grab onto the sled, creating that bracing effect up here.
Let's take a look at the weekend weather. It's going to be partly sunny with scattered showers and thunderstorms. East winds 9 to 11 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with scattered showers and thunderstorms. East wind 5 to 11 miles per hour. High of 87, low 77. Humidity 79%. Tomorrow, we're looking at partly sunny skies with scattered showers. Some thunderstorms out there. East winds of 6 to 9 miles per hour. The high will be 87. Low of 77. Marine forecast, gentle east winds will become moderate as they turn towards the south on Saturday night. Winds expected to be moderate to fresh on Sunday and Monday. A circulation will pass south of Guam Saturday, followed by a monsoon trough developing in the area. East winds of 10 knots, wind waves 2 feet or less. East swell 3 to 4 feet. Sunrise 6:06 a.m. High tide 6:57 p.m., low tide 12:13 p.m., and sunset is at 6:12 p.m. The days are getting shorter and shorter as we go towards Christmas time. That's going to do it for this weekend edition of the Channel 2 News. Thanks for watching. Good night.